Hello students. Now we are going to discuss the cell organelles one by one in detail. So first I have taken mitochondria. You might be knowing mitochondria is the only organelle in the cell which is actually responsible for generation of power. So it is known as the powerhouse of a eukaryotic cell. You won't find a mitochondria in a bacterial cell because it is a double membrane bound organelle which is to be present only in the case when the cell is eukaryotic. So, mitochondria, most commonly known as powerhouse of cell. Recently I have read that there are quite memes circulating that mitochondria is powerhouse of cell, what good it has done to us, but it does do good to us every day, that it is generating the ATPs which are required inside our body at every step, and this ATP generation is the outcome of respiratory pathway, the cellular respiration which takes place inside the cell. That means a cell can't do without mitochondria if it is a eukaryotic cell. If it is a prokaryotic cell, then it would do with the help of mesosome, the respiration. But in case of eukaryotic cell, a mitochondria must be present because all the generation of ATP has to take place in mitochondria only. Now, what is the structure of mitochondria? It is a double membrane bound structure. That means there would be two membranes which would be having a membrane, intermembrane space inside them. So, the outer membrane is just a separation from the cytosol. So, if I have to explain it step by step, supposedly this is the outer membrane which separates the mitochondria from the cytosol. Over here, please pay attention that this is not a cell that I am drawing. This is the organelle inside the cell which is being considered. So, the cytosol, which consider this board as a cell and it is part of a cell. So, this happens to be cytosol and this is the outer membrane of mitochondria. The inner membrane of mitochondria, after few micrometers of gap, though not a large one, it has the intermembranal space, okay, and the inner membrane comes which is highly folded like this. There would be foldings in that inner membrane. This intermembrane space is the gap between the outer and inner membrane. This inner membrane is highly convoluted, as you can see I am drawing. These foldings of the inner membrane are known as crista. Singular, so crista, plural, so cristae. This is Latin language, please try and understand. This folding is crista. Inside this inner membrane, please understand that this would also be convoluted though, but I am drawing it in continuation. You would have mitochondrial matrix. Matrix, again you can compare it with jelly sort of substance. This mitochondrial matrix would have all the material that this organelle is going to have. I must tell you one thing, that we assume that mitochondria is a prokaryotic cell which the eukaryotic cell has enslaved. You know what is getting enslaved like? Like it would perform all the functions of energy generation for the animal cell or the eukaryotic cell or the plant cell in whichever cell it is present. So this mitochondrial matrix is the source why I say that it is a prokaryotic cell, because we find 70 S ribosomes over here. Lot many ribosomes would be scattered in this mitochondrial matrix and they are 70 S, so that means it is somehow a prokaryotic cell. Secondly, it is going to have its own DNA that would be scattered over here. Why I say it has been enslaved? Because even after having its own DNA, it performs the functions on the order or the command of the nucleus. So that is why it is enslaved. Now this DNA would divide and by binary fission a new mitochondria would be created. That is part of their reproduction, as we may call, but we over here are seeing it as a cell organelle. So we need to pay attention that what function it performs, how it is having the structural specializations, and why it is so important basically. So the matrix is having 70 S ribosomes, DNA it is having few calcium phosphate granules which would be in lot of abundance, and this inner membrane in foldings crista would have F0 and F1 particles, numerous such particles over here. Now these are not like any particles, as we say, dust particles or something. These are complex enzymatic machineries. We term it as F0, F1. Okay. These are ATP synthetase enzymes which are present over here, which would help in the respiratory pathway, as we call it, electron transport system. The electron jumps from this particular part and then it moves across the gradient, and hence the ATP are generated, and that is why it is known as the powerhouse of the cell. So we get to know that mitochondria is the basic organelle which is generating all the energy requirements which would be incurred by the cell. How? By the process of respiratory pathway, which involves the matrix, over where the Krebs cycle takes place. You might have heard about this term in your plant physiology, but just for your surprise, I must tell you that every cell, whether it is plant cell or an animal cell, Krebs cycle takes place inside the mitochondrial matrix. So it is going to be rich in all the enzymes which are required in Krebs cycle. It is going to be rich in all the enzyme which would be required in electron transport chain, and it would generate the ATPs. Talking about its membrane, as you can see, outer membrane is simple. Membrane structure would be same, fluid mosaic one. Outer membrane, the inner mitochondrial membrane space, the inner membrane, and the matrix would be over there. So that is all in the case of mitochondria. I hope you like it. Thank you.